Welcome to the Arsenal Report, and remember, make subscribe, then continue enjoy your news. The Emirates fell into a stunned silence as the news broke across North London. Arsenal Football Club had officially parted ways with their manager in a move that has sent shockwaves throughout the footballing world. After a dramatic turn of events that unfolded over weeks of speculation, misfires on the pitch, internal disagreements, and growing fan unrest, the hierarchy of the club made the tough call to dismiss their head coach, marking the end of a high-stakes era and the beginning of a new, uncertain chapter. It was a sunny Monday morning in London when the club released its official statement. The words were brief but powerful. Arsenal Football Club confirms that it has today parted company with its first-team manager. We thank him for his contributions and wish him the best in his future endeavours. Though formal and respectful, those words concealed a storm of pressure, underperformance, and strategic misalignment that had been brewing for months behind the scenes. The seeds of this decision were sown late last season, when Arsenal, despite their strong ambitions and a squad brimming with talent, failed to meet expectations in the Premier League and Europe. Inconsistent results, tactical confusion, and lack of squad cohesion were the major complaints swirling around the fan base. What made matters worse was Arsenal's inability to secure silverware despite a massive investment in young talent like Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, and Bukayo Saka. Sources close to the board revealed that tensions had been mounting in the dressing room. Several senior players reportedly expressed doubts about the manager's methods, game management, and training intensity. The morale had dropped, the fire that once drove the team forward now flickered faintly. The fluid, attacking football that once characterised Arsenal had devolved into erratic performances that lacked both identity and confidence. Behind closed doors, the Arsenal board, led by club CEO Vinay Venkatesham and owner Stan Kroenke, held numerous meetings over the course of several weeks. According to insiders, the key turning point came after the club's humiliating exit in the UEFA Champions League quarter-finals, where they were soundly defeated on aggregate, looking tactically outclassed and mentally drained. That night, calls for managerial change erupted online, with the Arsenal faithful demanding action. In the weeks that followed, the manager attempted to steady the ship. He met privately with players, doubled down on training sessions, and reshuffled tactical strategies. But the magic had already faded. The unity that once bound the squad together had started to unravel. And with rival clubs reinforcing in the summer transfer window, Arsenal couldn't afford another transitional season. The time for hard decisions had come. On Sunday evening, the board made its final call. Meetings stretched late into the night. Club legends, backroom staff, and senior executives all weighed in. And by dawn, the decision was final. Arsenal's manager would be relieved of his duties effective immediately. The next morning, the manager arrived at London Colney, greeted staff with a calm smile, and delivered an emotional farewell to his players. According to sources, he told them, "This isn't the end for me, and it's not the end for you. Arsenal is bigger than any one man. Give everything to the badge." There were tears, handshakes, and hugs. The players, despite the struggles, respected their former boss deeply. As fans poured onto social media, reactions were mixed. Some mourned the loss of a manager who brought passion and identity back to the club, while others felt it was the necessary next step for Arsenal to truly contend with Europe's elite. Pundits and former players gave their thoughts on TV, calling it a risky but potentially pivotal decision. Now, Arsenal stand at a crossroads. The club's search for a new manager has already begun, with high-profile names being linked to the role, from experienced tacticians to young innovators. The Kroenkes have made it clear that they want Arsenal competing for titles every season. And this managerial change signals a shift toward relentless ambition. For now, assistant coaches have taken temporary charge of pre-season preparations. The squad. Another news. The North London sun shone brighter than usual that Friday afternoon as news filtered across footballing airwaves. Morgan Rogers had agreed to join Arsenal Football Club. After a dramatic turn of events and weeks of intense negotiations, The 22-year-old English sensation was now set to don the iconic red and white of the Gunners, marking another pivotal chapter in Arsenal's ambitious summer rebuild under Mikel Arteta. Morgan Rodgers' rise in English football has been nothing short of poetic. Having lit up the Championship with Middlesbrough and then made his name at Aston Villa, Rodgers developed into a dangerous attacking force, versatile, technically gifted, and blessed with that rare combination of physicality and finesse. At Villa Park, he earned his stripes by contributing with decisive goals and assists in key games, catching the attention of several top six Premier League clubs. But it was Arsenal, with their vision, project, and Arteta's persuasive project blueprint, that ultimately won the player's heart. Behind the scenes, Mikel Arteta personally contacted Rodgers multiple times throughout June. The Spaniard painted a vivid picture of Arsenal's future, a young, hungry squad hungry for trophies, built on fluid attacking football and discipline. Rodgers would not just be a squad player. He would be a key component, offering width, directness, and dynamism in transition, especially with uncertainties surrounding the futures of Emile Smith-Rowe and Rice Nelson. Sources close to the player say that Arteta's plans included using Rodgers in an advanced left-sided role, similar to Martinelli's position, or occasionally as an inside forward in a 3-4-3 system when needed. Arsenal's first approach to Aston Villa came quietly in late May, shortly after Villa wrapped up their European qualification campaign. The Birmingham side were initially reluctant to part with Rodgers after his electric second half of the season, but player interest accelerated the talks. The Gunners submitted an initial £18 million proposal, eventually rising to £25 million with add-ons. Villa accepted the offer with a sell-on clause, and Rodgers was immediately cleared to discuss personal terms. The agreement was reached swiftly. Rodgers' agents praised Arsenal's professionalism, and within 72 hours, the deal was finalised. By the second week of June 2025, the contract was signed, a 5-year deal until 2030, with the option for a further year. He would wear the number 24 shirt, once donned by legends like Abu Dhabi. The Emirates faithful responded with overwhelming excitement. Rodgers, who had tormented Arsenal's defence during an FA Cup clash just a year prior, was now theirs. His blend of speed, aggression, and flair fit perfectly into the Gunners' high-pressing, possession-based philosophy. Social media exploded with highlights of his dribbles, curling strikes, and clever link-up play. Arsenal TV pundits called the signing a future England regular in red and white. Ian Wright hailed the deal on Instagram as another masterclass by Edu and Arteta. With Khvicha Kvaratskhelia also arriving earlier in the window, and with the departure of Gabriel Martinelli heavily rumoured, Rodgers' signing may be seen as a strategic succession plan. Arteta has consistently demanded intensity from his wingers, and Rodgers delivers that in spades. In training, early reports say Rodgers impressed with his quick adaptation to Arsenal's tempo, showing a strong understanding of positional play, 1-2s, and defensive duties. A tactical weapon, Rodgers could operate on either wing or as a left-sided 8 in certain matches. During his unveiling at London Colney, Rodgers stood proudly with Edu and Arteta. "This is a dream come true. Arsenal is a club I've admired since I was a kid, from Thierry Henry to Bukayo Saka. Now it's my turn to give everything. I'm here to win. I'm here to grow. I'm here to fight." He also revealed he had spoken with Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice during England U21 camps, both of whom encouraged him to consider the move if the opportunity ever arose. Rodgers is now part of a broader vision at Arsenal: young, talented, hungry footballers being blended with leadership and tactical discipline. His arrival joins a string of ambitious signings, including Victor Gyökeres, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, and Tommy Setford, a strong sign that Arsenal are not settling for second place anymore.